I'm back!
I was going to be done. I really thought the suffering was over, but here we are again, because Cindy never learns and never changes. So, Cindy's back. Has been for a while, actually, but not only I have been kind of over her, but I genuinely thought that the recent videos she made were not as bad. I know, sue me. Don't get me wrong, I didn't suddenly start liking Cindy, but I just didn't have the urge to make a video about the vlogs she published since coming back again, because I told myself, hey, these aren't so bad, they're harmless, whatever. But now, with the recent development, I have no choice, so here we fucking go.
Guess where I am, guys? In the beautiful state of Virginia. Ted and I have been here for 2 months already, and we're gonna be here for another 4 months. As you can see behind me, I'm in a hotel room. This is where we live temporarily. So let me just get you caught up on what's happened over the past few months since I've been gone and how we ended up in Virginia. So Ted and I were working on getting our sew business going. It's something that we really wanted to do, and we still want to do in the future. That's still like a dream of ours to do in the future. But something came up where we had to put those plans on hold temporarily. So Ted got a job offer that was just too fucking good to turn down. And so he talked to me about it, like, do you want to go on the road with me? And I was like, you know what? Yes, I do. Yes, I do, because we both really needed a fresh start. I think that getting out of Arkansas for a while, getting out of that old environment has been so good for me. Like I said, we were in one of the most beautiful places I've ever been, and it has been like a fresh start for us.
To catch up on what happened after the last dramatic exit, she started just posting vlogs from her life like nothing happened.
Yeah, it's time for me to move on to other things. I'm gonna miss you guys too, I really am. It's not been an easy decision for me to make. I haven't taken this lightly, but I just know I'm at a time in my life where I have to leave this behind. Sharing my personal life has just become too much for me. It's not mentally healthy for me. And I've been trying to move on for so long, and I'm finally to the point where I just can't. I just gotta go. I think it's a healthy decision too. It's not easy, but it's like the toll that it's taken on my mental health. And like so these past few weeks when I've been away from YouTube, I haven't even logged into it in a week until today, since last week's member stream. And it's been like I've been able to make a lot more progress on myself, and I felt a lot happier, and I felt like I just can live my life without constant judgment and criticism. I know it's the right thing. I didn't realize how emotionally invested I was in this, which is not really healthy, you know? I would like to disappear completely, just silently.
I'm back!
Mainly focusing on her life in a hotel, traveling, and enjoying stuff with Ted. While she was super duper determined to hide her location at first, it promptly slipped that she's in Virginia, somewhere near or in Richmond, and has also shown the inside and outside of her hotel room. So yeah, so much about people being crazy and her protecting her peace and privacy.
We're staying in kind of a small town. It's definitely smaller than Hot Springs, but there's a lot of stuff to do around here just because of all the nature and everything. We are in the Blue Ridge Mountains, and in a minute I'm going to take you guys outside and show you like the view just from our hotel room. I have a job. I have a temporary part-time job. It's not some like huge high-paying career or anything, but I do have something that I do Tuesday through Saturdays. It just gives me something to do, gets me out of the room. I'm able to earn some money to pay my own way, and yeah, I'm not going to say exactly what it is that I do or where I work because people are crazy out there, you know what I'm saying? I don't want people to know exactly where I work, but yeah, I am doing that. Let me give you a little tour of our room and show you kind of how we're living right now, which is, it took me a little while to get used to it, but it's really not that bad. So here's our room. You can see it's quite large. We do like sleep on one bed even though we have 2 beds, and we just alternate the one that we sleep on like every week or something. I don't know. They didn't have like a king room for us that they were allowed pets in, but they do let us have our pets in here. So there is Belle and here is Morty. There's not much to see, but let me show you what we have. So this is our closet right when you come into the door, and we didn't bring much clothing with us. We only brought like enough. I think I have like 2 weeks worth of outfits and that's it. So you're gonna see a lot of repeat outfits. Over here we have the little dog area. This is where I keep all the dog food and treats and vegetables, and I feed them right over here. And there's my big gold Diet Coke over here. And we have some extra blankets and pillows in the back where we keep our dirty clothes, and I have to go to the laundromat once a week and wash all our clothing. We've got some bottled water down there. This is our fridge and microwave situation. It's a very small fridge, but I do manage to get like a week's worth of food in there for us. Let's open it up and see what's inside. Here's all of like our dry goods and stuff on this cabinet. This is all Ted stuff. I think pretty much everything over here, like the soups, the ramen, potatoes, tortillas, bread, Rice Krispie treats, cookies, that's all his stuff. This is where I do primarily all the cooking for us. Is in this little electric skillet right here that I just plug in and I just cook right here to the best of my ability. We also have grills outside, so we'll grill meat or we'll cook for us in here. And then over here we have the desk. This is where I keep like our books and stuff, and then my laptop. Basically all I'm using my laptop for is like paying bills and ordering things that we need, stuff like that. And I'll be using it to edit this video. There's my jewelry box over there. I didn't bring all my jewelry just so I can fit in the jewelry box. There's my collagen and my prescription medications. We'll talk about that another time. And then here is the door outside. So we are on the ground floor and we have a sliding glass door that leads up to this little patio. It's so nice for taking the dogs out. I can take them out anytime I have to walk them through the hotel. I can just take them out this door anytime and walk around the grounds. We got a couple of chairs over here, a lot of shoes. We have our beds here and our little nightstand, and that's pretty much it. That's how we're living. The dog beds are right down here. I'm at the foot of the bed because Bella likes to sleep at the foot of the bed. So they actually usually sleep with us at night, but during the day they will lay in their beds and stuff. I don't like to let them stay on the beds, especially during the day, especially when I'm not going to be here, because it's really hard for them to jump up and down, and it's not good for their little backs. So we keep the little beds here for them. There I am in the full size mirror. Love having a full size mirror. So and of course we have a bathroom that has quite a bit of space in it, and Ted has his pull-up bar here attached to the door frame, so the door never closes. We have an open door bathroom here, so this is the only thing that we have. So this doubles as a place where we, brush our teeth and wash our hands and also wash the dishes, which I try to keep as minimal as possible. And back here is the tub, pretty nice sized tub, nothing special. I guess you can just about everything there is to see inside. Let's go outside. So right outside of our room, you can see the beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains over there in the distance. I do not think this camera could ever do it justice. Like, it is so beautiful. And this is the kind of view you can get anywhere you go around here. So the grounds here where we're staying are really big, and I usually take the dogs around at least 3 to 4 times around the entire loop, and it ends up being about a mile a day. So I'm trying to walk about 3 miles a day. Look at that beautiful view. Oh my goodness. The dogs are so happy here. They love it because we get to go walk around in this beautiful nature all the time. They're having a great time. They even have benches here where you can sit and look out over the mountains. It's a little bit of a cloudy, cool day here. It's starting Thursday. The high's only going to be 64 for like a week. The weather is so nice. And it's not nearly as humid as it is back home. All right, pups, let's go. So our hotel also has a pool you can see right there, and it is open, but I don't have a swimsuit. I didn't bring one with me. I don't know why I didn't think I would need a swimsuit. Like, obviously it's almost summer. I'm walking the dogs over here. They know the little blue I take.
Girl, you say people are crazy, and then you give an entire fucking tour of your hotel room and your view from your window. I'm just gonna say, if anyone sends this to that geolocation guy, you're screwed, because I'm sure one of those freaks can tell exactly where you are by just like one picture of the wall behind you. But let's move on. She's also jumped right into her hiking and sports era, which, look, again, I was happy for her at first. Like, I would be dumb to criticize her for exercising, right? But the problem is that this is once again a part of a sort of cycle or phase. And some of the things she says are eerily similar to her time with Andrew. You know, when she was also super into hiking and everything was great, while their relationship was actually crashing and burning at the very same time. But you know, let's try to be positive. Cindy claimed that she quit YouTube because she wasn't in a good place mentally and had to adjust her depression medication, which, hey, real, it happens. What makes it impossible for me to be positive is the fact that the internet sleuths have uncovered that Cindy has started a new channel focused on weight loss and carnivore. I cannot even describe how fucking infuriated that makes me. I've made videos about Cindy's diet and her absolute lack of understanding of things to do with it before. I've also made videos that documented the way she lost her weight, which was by incredibly unhealthy restriction, disordered eating, starving herself, and stress. So the fact that Miss Cindy, aka Ribeye Diaries, is out here now with a whole ass wellness weight loss influencer personality is actually fucking insane. Cindy started this new channel and a blog and all the other social media to not only capitalize on the trend and all those poor people who are struggling to lose weight and looking for advice, but also to try and separate herself from her past and her other channel. You know, the channel that isn't doing that well, which kind of happens when you keep deleting your videos, privating your videos, keep changing your mind, and keep quitting like every other week. It's easy to say blatant lies in your feel good how I lost all this weight video when you've hidden all the proof of how you actually lost that weight and that you are full of shit. But hey, that's why I'm here, to remind you all, old viewers or new, who Cindy truly is and how nearly everything that comes out of her mouth is a lie. Because this woman just cannot help herself, it seems. So let's go through the lovely video and point out the lies.
3 years ago, I was 232 pounds. I was struggling with my insulin-resistant PCOS, and I was just feeling completely out of control. I made some huge changes in my life, and I lost 100 pounds. But I'm still on this journey.
To start this off, what in the ever-loving, manipulative influencer fuck is this heart-wrenching, inspirational music in the background? The unnatural tone of her voice, the intonation, and the music all give incredibly disingenuous vibe, especially if you know how Cindy is normally. It's giving culty, it's giving I have authority, it's giving manufactured aspirational content, and I can already see vulnerable individuals trusting her because of it. I will ignore the I made some large changes for now and focus on it later, so let's continue.
I was diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome, or PCOS, at the age of 30, though I did start to show symptoms at about age 12 or 13. And when I finally did get a diagnosis, the doctors were not very much help at all. They basically just told me, well, you need to lose weight, go exercise, eat less, here's some metformin and birth control, and they sent me on my way. And my symptoms were unbearable. I was dealing with acne breakouts, hair loss, facial hair fatigue, irregular periods, infertility, like the whole 9 yards. I did not feel like myself. I hadn't felt like myself in years, and I barely even felt like a woman anymore. And on top of all that, I found out that I had pre-diabetes and a fatty liver. I was also getting frequent kidney stones that would land me in the ER sometimes a couple times a year. My health was declining fast. When I got to the point where I could barely do basic things like walk upstairs or enjoy myself at an amusement park because I couldn't even fit on the rides, I knew I had to do something.
So, did you do any of these things your doctor recommended? I'm sorry, but we are in the first minute of the video and we are already hitting the wall of common sense and dishonesty. Let me say first, I would not wish PCOS on anyone, like with any other genetic disease that isn't really curable and definitely affects the quality of your life. I do not envy Cindy for dealing with this or wish the struggles she had with this on her, but dear God, Cindy literally listed the recommended things that doctors tell you to do to alleviate your PCOS symptoms, which these things actually do, and then shows and proves that she did not try to change anything until she was at the absolute bottom years later. Doctors can absolutely be dismissive of especially women's medical issues, but you can't have a doctor tell you, hey, losing weight and exercising will largely improve your PCOS symptoms, then not lose weight or exercise for years, only to turn around and wave your fingers at the doctors for not helping you. Not to mention that you have to take some responsibility for your own health and research your health issues yourself as well. As helpful as doctors can be, even when they do take you seriously, you can't expect them to know and understand every single individual case they treat perfectly. So if you felt like the advice the doctor gave you wasn't good enough for some reason, even though you didn't follow said advice, it was your responsibility to research more, to ask more, to find a different specialist, to do anything. Anything! Like, are we okay? Are we being for real? This is your first video on your super informative weight loss channel where you are some sort of authority because you lost a ton of weight, and we are already going completely off the rails in terms of accountability. My God.
Basically just told me, well, you need to lose weight, go exercise, eat less, here's some metformin and birth control, and they sent me on my way.
Which is quite literally would help you with your symptoms, as we can see at present. You feel better when you exercise and are at lower weight. You say it in this very video. You didn't feel better back then because you didn't do these things, not because you weren't eating carnivore. Are we in the fucking twilight zone right now?
So I started off taking the doctor's advice. I counted calories, I exercised, I walked miles a day.
So this is a fucking lie, because funnily enough, the very picture Cindy uses while saying she walked miles a day is from the time when she was already actively vlogging her life. You can keep up well with her progress by her hair growth. Of course, this is from the ancient pre-My Life Is Over era, when she was still beloved and had most people fooled, and those videos are not online anymore unless you have them archived. Which I fucking do. I have these videos from around 2019, and let me tell you, what Cindy is saying is simply bullshit. Out of all of the approximately 80 plus videos I have from before My Life Is Over, I found only few videos with any mentions or instances of Cindy actually going for walks. A lot of these were daily vlogs or vlogmas, and Cindy was mentioning everything she was doing at this point and made a specific deal out of it in the titles when she did go out for a walk or jog or whatever, which is why I find it incredibly strange. She would have been walking miles and miles every day and only mention it in these few instances.
I got my new camera outside while we're walking. So we're gonna go walk for, I don't know, probably like 45 minutes or so. I need to be getting out and walking more. It's kind of hard during this time of year because we get a lot of snow and bad weather, but today it's lovely. All right, we made it. I made it up the hill, and I've definitely lost some stamina since I was walking regularly before, but we're gonna fix that. We have exactly 6 weeks until our Florida vacation, so I have to get ready to be able to walk for long periods. So we're gonna be walking regularly again, especially now that Andrew has a more regular schedule and he's working like mostly night shifts, so we can go during the day. I really want to get some exercise in today, but Andrew has the car, so I can't get to the park because it's too far away to walk. So I'm just gonna walk around my neighborhood for 30-45 minutes. I just got back from my walk. I walked for about 32 minutes in the neighborhood, down the street and back. Andrew and I have been longing for nature. We grew up in the forests of Arkansas, and where we live now just doesn't give us the same peace and happiness we had living in the woods. So last Saturday, we decided to drive to Pueblo Mountain State Park so we could really explore a natural area. We were ambitious on this hike, and we planned to actually climb over and through Devil's Canyon, but as you'll see, we didn't quite make it. I was really looking forward to trying a more difficult hike. We've been walking every day for the past 4 months, and I've become so much stronger, and I've lost some weight too. Devil's Canyon Trail wasn't too hard for me. There were some inclines, but I made it with just a few stops to rest. We are headed over to our city's trail system to hit the woods. Today, Andrew and I are going for a walk in the woods. Well, sort of in the woods. As in the woods as we can get.
So these were the only instances in a span of over a year of the everyday walking. Take it as you will. And okay, slight side note, I'm not your personal trainer and this isn't what the video is about, but let me tell you, going for walks absolutely is not enough if you are obese, and not only that, have a genetic disease that worsens when you are obese. I cannot fathom the absolute bare minimum Cindy was doing and expecting I don't know what. If you are obese to the point life is uncomfortable for you and to the point the symptoms of your disease are debilitating because of it, you gotta get your shit together. Swimming, great for heavy people because it's easy on the joints. Lifting weights, body weight exercises, going for the walk with your dog is just not enough at that point, and it's maddening to me to see that Cindy thought it was.
It was such slow going. Like, I was barely losing any weight. I felt like I was starving all the time. My hormones were still out of control, and eventually I would break down and binge on junk food again just to get rid of the cravings that I was having.
Let me quickly add to these points as well, and let's just make it a whole fucking section because it needs to be said.
I counted calories. It was such slow going. Like, I was barely losing any weight.
If you were counting calories, you would have lost weight. If you were in caloric deficit for a certain amount of time to give your body the time to drop the weight steadily and at a healthy, natural speed, you would have lost the weight. Do you know why? Because calories in, calories out is based on thermodynamics, one of the most fundamental, unbreakable law of all things that exist. The laws of thermodynamics cannot be broken. Excuse me for getting really heated up for a moment, but this is one of the things that probably infuriate me the most as someone who does move in the exercise / fitness / bodybuilding circles. The constant insistence of random people online who scream, I was in caloric deficit, I was eating 1200 calories a day and didn't lose a pound, is my Roman fucking empire. Because if that's true, you are quite literally a scientific phenomenon, since the laws of thermal fucking dynamics do not apply to you, like they do to every single fucking thing in the universe. There has literally been a study where a nutrition professor at Kansas State University went on a Twinkie diet for 2 months to prove that calories are what matters when it comes to weight loss, aka calories in, calories out, aka caloric deficit. This guy ate nothing but sugary, highly processed shit like Twinkies, Doritos and such, while reducing his calories from 2,500 to 1,800. Therefore, getting into caloric deficit. And guess what? He lost 27 pounds in those 2 months. So let's get this shit straight. It's not what you eat. Yes, if you went on Twinkie diet, you would still lose weight, while you would obviously quickly become deficient in important vitamins and minerals and probably felt sick to your stomach soon. You wouldn't feel good, but the point is that as long as the caloric intake is low, lower than your metabolic rate, you will lose weight. So no, Cindy did not count calories correctly because she did not lose weight. Hence, she was not in a caloric deficit, hence not losing weight. PCOS does not override the laws of physics. I'm glad we got that straight.
It was such slow going. Like, I was barely losing any weight.
Healthy weight loss is steady weight loss. Let's say it again for the people in the back. Healthy weight loss is steady weight loss. This is so incredibly Cindy. Complaining that she wasn't dropping pounds as quickly as she did when she was starving herself for days. Complaining that it was taking too long. Well, boo fucking who, Cindy? This is the healthy, sustainable way to lose weight. All of these fucking fad diets have people thinking that it's normal to drop pounds like crazy when it's not. Your body needs time, and these get-rich-quick schemes, when it comes to diet or anything else, always lead to failure and always have dark sides.
So then I read about the keto diet and its supposed benefits for women with PCOS, so I decided to give it a try, and it did help more. Like, I was able to lose a few pounds and didn't feel like I was starving all the time, but I was still dealing with sugar cravings, I was still dealing with inflammation and acne, and a lot of my symptoms did not go away on keto. So one day, out of pure desperation, I just did a Google search for something like, can you just eat meat and cheese on a keto diet? Like, is that even safe? And that Google search led me to find the carnivore diet, and I started following Kelly Hogan and Dr. Ken Berry and like a lot of other smaller YouTube creators who were having success eating zero carb. So I thought, I'm gonna give it a shot. Why not? I have nothing else to lose at this point. And it was like a miracle for me. The weight dropped off. All of my symptoms improved or completely disappeared. My desire for sugar and junk food was gone. I was able to go to like a family function where there was a whole table full of desserts and just walk right past it and not even care. I'd never been able to do that before. I went from 232 pounds to 132 pounds within a period of about 9 months on a strict carnivore diet. I never cheated even once, and I never felt the need to.
I've said this in my diet focused video already, so if you want a deeper dive into this whole keto/carnivore is the best for PCOS bullshit, go watch it please. But in short, to counter Cindy throwing a single study in there, the main takeaway from all the studies I looked through when I was doing research was to consult with your doctor before going on any extremely restrictive diet, which Cindy did not do. Do you think she will tell her audience? No, of course not. Cindy, who hasn't gotten a blood test done in years. Cindy, who lied to her therapist, admitted it, and dropped her therapist when she got a man again. No, you are expecting logic here, and there is none. This is logic-free zone. And even if she did, even if she ended every video on this new channel with "Don't follow what I do, consult a doctor," do you seriously think people would listen? She isn't consulting doctors, so why should they? If someone claims to have the resolution to my problems, why not just follow their lead, right? They're fine without consulting doctors. That is how people think. People look for quick and easy solutions. Cindy thinks that her saying she's not a doctor or no one should follow her lead, then why the fuck are you even making this channel in the first place? Remove her responsibility that she has over the people who follow her example. Oh, but she can't control what her audience does. What else is she supposed to do? Not spread misinformation. Yeah, not make these videos. That is what she should do. And no stupid disclaimer at the very bottom of her website is gonna change this. And how do I know that, you might ask? I've been seeing people in the comments of Cindy's videos for years and years telling her how they got inspired by her diet, her advice, her story. Unfortunately, I can't search for any of these since Cindy loves erasing evidence of her previous acts. Well, I've decided to do a little fun research exercise for this video anyway. Since her snark subreddit is largely made up of her ex-fans who have been burned and saw through who she really is, I decided to make a post asking people about their genuine experiences with how Cindy has influenced them with her health and diet advice in the past. These are some of the responses I've got. Please take the time to pause and read them to understand that influencers who give health advice, no matter how many disclaimers they give, will always have the power to inspire others to make the same horrible mistakes they were making. All you need to do is sound confident enough and sell it well. And thank you to those who decided to share their experiences. You're not stupid or dumb for falling for Cindy's claims.
I never cheated even once, and I never felt the need to. I never cheated even once, and I never felt the need to.
Okay, I am really going to try to keep calm here. As if I haven't already blown a fucking plane by this point. I haven't cheated once. Ladies and gentlemen, here we fucking go. Let's see the one thing Cindy, aka Ribeye Diaries, is the absolutely best at, and that is lying. Judging by the picture, the story here is that since the left picture, Cindy has not cheated once, right? That is the story she's painting in this new video on this new channel to the people who will stumble upon it and know nothing about her. So, what Cindy fails to mention here are the two big life events that need to be talked about to get a realistic look at Cindy's weight loss between these pictures. She purposefully omits them and gives all of her weight loss credit to the carnivore diet, which is, once again, a lie. First, Cindy lost her pregnancy in the time between the before picture and beginning of her carnivore diet, meaning that she first started carnivore after this event. This is the first video where she came out and talked about the diet and showed before and afters.
Alright, 176.8 pounds. So that means I've lost a total of 55 pounds from my highest weight of 232 pounds over the past year, maybe a little bit longer than a year. And I had, a pregnancy in between there and like several months worth of depression in there. So I probably could have lost more, but I am super happy with this loss. I'm super happy with where I am. I still have about 45 more pounds to lose before I get to a healthy weight for my height, but I'm really happy with how things are going. Now, how did I do it? I know this is going to be very shocking for some of you guys to hear, but I've been doing the carnivore diet for the past probably two and a half months. I lost some of my weight doing a ketogenic diet, some very little of it doing calorie counting. That just didn't work. I have tried every diet under the fucking sun. Everyone you can think of. Weight Watchers, keto, low carb, plant-based, slim fast, like every stupid ass diet you can think of. I have tried it and I have failed at it, or it has failed me rather. The only way I've ever been able to lose weight is counting calories. Once I was able to stick to the carnivore diet for an extended period of time, I have broken my addiction to sugar and junk food completely, which is incredible, and I feel amazing for it, mentally and physically. This is what I look like from the front. From the side, look at that. Let me get closer.
Since this was published in November 2022 and she claims that she's been carnivore for 2 months, we can set the start of this diet to September 2022. This is the moment from which these big claims Cindy confidently states in her new video on her new channel apply.
And it was like a miracle for me. The weight dropped off. All of my symptoms improved or completely disappeared. My desire for sugar and junk food was gone. I was able to go to like a family function where there was a whole table full of desserts and just walk right past it and not even care. I'd never been able to do that before. I went from 232 pounds to 132 pounds within a period of about 9 months on a strict carnivore diet. I never cheated even once, and I never felt the need to.
So let's see how accurate this is. In February 2023, the dreaded "my life is over" era happened. This threw Cindy, whose husband abruptly left her because of her decade-long mental abuse, in for a loop. This entire block of time from the initial video in February through the second "My Life is Over" video after briefly getting together and moving to Arkansas, and following months of Cindy struggling severely while trying to get over Andrew, as you're gonna see in the clips, are all marked by incredibly disordered eating and twisting of this diet. At this time, Cindy regularly admits she hasn't eaten for days, eats 1 meal a day maximum, and definitely not enough calories for it to be considered OMAD, misuses fasting, and has issues with abusing alcohol. Here are all the clips of Cindy admitting to this.
I have lost a lot of weight, and it has not been in a healthy way. I've hardly eaten anything over the past week. Oh, it's been over a week now. It's been 8 days since Andrew left, so I've hardly eaten anything at all. And I'm starting to be able to tell. I feel like my skin's looking bad, and I just don't feel as strong as I should. I need to make myself eat at this point, so I'm going to cook some food in a minute. I have eaten 1 or a half of a burger patty a night just to get my stomach to shut up, and that's been it. So I do not recommend anybody do that. But I will tell you that I weighed myself, and I'm down to 159 pounds. So I'm not sad that I'm down to 159 pounds. That is my lowest weight that I have been in 15 years. So I feel good about that. I know I didn't do it in a good way. I guess, no, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. It's not healthy, don't do it. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. I bought a whole pack of frozen hamburger patties that I can cook in the air fryer. There's 12 of them in here. I only eat 1 at a time. If I'm starving, I'll eat 2, so that should last me a long time. Let's plate them up and give them a try. I usually can eat 2 of these. I don't know if I'll be able to eat 2 of them today because I've been eating so little I feel like my stomach shrank. I am so freaking hungry because it's almost 5 o'clock and I haven't eaten anything. So I'm going to cook some bacon. I realize I don't really have many groceries. I have some burger patties that I don't really want, but I guess I'm going to have to eat some burger patties and bacon. So we'll cook that up. And I've continued to lose weight. Obviously I didn't eat a lot that first week, but now I'm back to eating like normally. And then I bought a chuck roast, which I'm about to put in the crock pot now so I can have it for dinner. It's 2.5 pounds almost. So this will probably feed me for at least 2 days. I could probably eat it for 3 days. Okay, all my burger's ready, and I'm not going to dirty up another plate. I'm just going to eat it right out of this container. I'm going to throw a tablespoon of butter on it, hit it with some sea salt, and that's going to be my breakfast / lunch. It's not very much, but it'll be enough. I'm going to eat some leftover roast. I have probably 8 ounces of leftover roast in there that I need to eat, so that's what I'm going to have for dinner. So here's my lunch, 2 bacon cheddar burgers with 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm starving. I still have a little bit of roast left that I might have for dinner, or I might have more burgers, or I might have eggs. I haven't decided yet. I have to be honest with you guys right now. I mean, I don't have to be honest with you, but I'm going to be. I have developed what I believe to be the early stages of a drinking problem. I'm about to do a weigh-in, which I have not done in a long time, and you guys are not gonna fucking believe this. I already weighed myself. I'm about to do it again for you, though. 153.2! I've lost a total of 79 pounds. It took me 2 years to lose 79 pounds, but I did have a pregnancy in between there and a bout of severe depression, and you know everything that's happened. It's been a lot. But I also need to go to the grocery store. I have no food. I have a couple eggs and a little bit of bacon is the only thing I have in there. I have no Diet Cokes, and I just can't fucking survive without Diet Cokes. I have a Diet Coke problem. I think I'm gonna try to make myself something to eat because I'm not hungry, but it's just the only thing that I can think of that I can do right now. I'm gonna try to eat because that's a thing that I can make my body do. So I cooked some steaks yesterday, but I didn't eat them because I couldn't. So they're in the refrigerator. I'm gonna try to heat them up. Or at least one of them. They're thin cut ribeyes that I cooked in the air fryer. A lot of people, when they hear fasting, they think, oh, you're starving yourself. No, you still eat everything you need to eat. You just eat it within a specific window of time. Have I always done that? No. When I was depressed, I did not.
Therefore, we need to ask, is Cindy's claim true? Was the bulk of her weight loss because of the incredibly great carnivore diet, or was it because of severe depression and disordered eating? And you know what? Let's ignore that. Maybe Cindy just forgot to mention this incredibly important piece of information. Let's focus on another thing that she said and see how true that is.
I never cheated even once, and I never felt the need to.
Cindy claims she's never cheated on the carnivore diet because she didn't have the need to, because the diet is so suitable and beneficial and great. Let's see if we happen to have any video proof of the exact opposite.
I'm just like hovering at 135, and I think part of the reason for that is because I've been eating more frequently on the weekends whenever I'm like hanging out with this guy I'm dating. Like I tend to eat like 2 or 3 times a day when I'm not used to doing that. I have not been fasting, and I have not been eating 100% carnivore. I've been eating more towards like ketovore because like over the weekend I had a salad. I've been eating some mushrooms and avocado here and there. Lost 97 pounds in fact over the past, I guess it's taken me 2 years to lose 97 pounds, but the bulk of it was lost on the carnivore diet over the past year, or probably, I don't even think it's been a year, honestly. I started out losing weight by counting calories, then I did keto for a while, then I think I went back to counting calories, and I lost a little weight doing those things, but nothing compared to what I lost when I went carnivore. The only way I've ever been able to lose weight is counting calories. Now that being said, I didn't always do carnivore in the most healthy way, especially when I was really, really depressed after Andrew and I split up, and I was just living on, you know, sometimes I wouldn't eat at all, and when I did eat, it was very little, or it was just like a beef patty a day or something. The past couple of weeks, I've been adding back some vegetables because my goal is to eventually transition to a more paleo style diet, going back to pretty much strict carnivore, except for this weekend. I did promise I was going to eat a vegetable and make roasted Brussels sprouts first, so I will do that. I never cheated even once, and I never felt the need to. This is what I look like now. I am finally at a healthy weight for the first time since I was probably 20 years old. I haven't always lost weight in the healthiest way because I did go through separation from my husband. I was very depressed. I was drinking a lot. I was not eating healthily. I lost a lot of weight during that time, but it was not done in a way that I would recommend to anyone. I will say that the carnivore diet did help me tremendously in reaching my goals, and it used to be something that I believed I would stick with forever, but I no longer feel that way. So there's a couple reasons why I am quitting the carnivore diet or transitioning to a more normal diet. Number one is I honestly just miss eating different foods. I didn't for a long time. I was perfectly happy just eating meat all the time, but I guess since I've had a new partner in my life who likes to be adventurous with food and eat different things, it really makes me miss that part of life, you know? And I also love to cook for people, and I love to cook for my partner, my boyfriend, and it's like really hard to cook things for him that I can't eat myself, you know? So I've just been feeling like I really want to branch out and go back to eating more different types of foods. I'm not saying I won't have a treat every now and then, maybe if I go on vacation or something like that. What I would like to do is transition to a whole foods diet where I eat whole foods like fruits, vegetables, meats, whole grains, some whole grains. I do tend to have a lot of disordered thoughts around eating. I do tend to have a lot of weird food rules, and I mean, I'm not healthy. I don't have a healthy relationship with food. I'm gonna be tracking my calories because I have to control something when it comes to my food. Well, that made it look less pretty, but still, that is a lot of food for my lunch, y'all. I feel like it's a lot of food. Entire plate of food. And I truly felt like that was more food than I should eat. Like, it felt like a lot. I was just eating and eating and eating. I was like, it's so much food. It feels like more food than I should be allowed. So I'm gonna have to wrap my mind around that. I never cheated even once, and I never felt the need to. But about a year ago, I got into a new relationship, and I started to feel a little complacent, and I started to eat more non-carnivore foods. And it started out with just a cheat meal here and there when I went out with my boyfriend, and then I just spiraled out of control from there. And before I knew it, I had gained a significant amount of the weight back, and my PCOS symptoms were back, and I was feeling miserable again, and I knew I had to take control again. I got all the way back up to 166 pounds as of 2 months ago, and then I decided to go ahead and start doing the keto diet again, because in my current living situation, where I'm living in a hotel room, I thought doing carnivore would be too difficult. I now know that that was just an excuse, so I went back on keto, but after 2 months, I'm still dealing with acne, I'm still dealing with hair loss, I'm still dealing with inflammation, I'm still having major sugar cravings, and this is staying on keto and not cheating at all. I have managed to lose a little bit of weight. I got back down to 151 pounds over the past 2 months doing keto, but the PCOS symptoms are not resolving. So I've decided to go back to strict carnivore because I know that's what works best for me and my body.
In this clip, Cindy claims that she started eating non-carnivore foods because she was complacent and that it made her feel like shit. But in this video, from the time when she was already in a relationship with Ted, so the time frame she mentions, she claims that eating carnivore was making her unhealthy and caused her health complications.
I think that this is a good step in the right direction, and also it's also going to make me healthier because my health has not been great lately at all. I've been sick a lot with a lot of different things, and I can just feel that I'm not as healthy as I used to be. And that's not to say that I do believe you can be healthy on the carnivore diet, but I am not healthy on the carnivore diet.
So let's wrap things up and sort out the facts. Present Cindy claims that calorie counting never worked for her, while past Cindy claims that calorie counting is the only way that has ever worked for her, and that it helped her lose a lot of weight in the past. One of these is a lie. Either way, Cindy is a liar. Present Cindy claims that she lost a huge amount of weight by doing strict carnivore, never straying, and never having cravings.
Even once.
Later, she claims she had cheat meals and became complacent while in her relationship. From her past videos, we can see Cindy had major periods of time where she starved herself, relied on alcohol, not carnivore by the way, did not eat properly, and she even admits this. She also cheated, aka went off carnivore, several times in this time period. One of these is a lie. Either way, Cindy is a liar. Present Cindy claims that she felt horrible when she went off carnivore and it was bad for her health. past, Cindy stated that she has been frequently sick on carnivore and missed normal eating. One of these is a lie. Either way, Cindy is a liar. The reason I'm making this video is to warn and inform any potential new watchers of her carnivore channel. Cindy is creating it with every intention and obvious intent to become a carnivore/wellness influencer. This is a profitable venture. All of these large carnivore influencers sell cookbooks, courses, and supplements. So many supplements. Which is kind of ironic considering this diet is supposed to be perfect, but... okay, so please, before you take advice from a woman who claims to have lost a significant amount of weight from a specific diet while she starved herself and constantly went off it, heed her own words.
Please don't listen to someone on the internet like me, because I have no qualifications to give anyone dietary advice. I'm not saying I recommend it to anyone.
Don't do what I do. Don't follow the carnivore diet. This is just what I do. I am no doctor. I am no health professional. I cannot advise anyone on what diet to do. Never take the advice of somebody off of YouTube, okay? Do not think this is the best diet for everyone. Maybe not anyone. I don't know. I'm no health professional. I have no qualifications to give advice to anyone, so please do not take my advice.
That's it. And for those who are not new here, this video just proves the truth we've already known for a long time. Cindy can't stop lying, can't stop twisting things, and if there wasn't proof of her past actions from her videos, which of course she deleted to hide this, then no one would be able to hold her responsible.
And I get lots of advice from very well-meaning people, thank you very much, who say, well, you have PCOS, you have insulin resistance, you need to cut out all the sugar, go keto, go watch Dr. Berg. Like, I've done that. And it is miserable, and it causes me to binge eat. So I have an issue with binge eating, with restricting and binging, and doing these really restrictive low-carb diets. It just does not work. It does not work for me. I can't speak for other people, but for me, it does not work. I have been able to lose a significant amount of weight about 10 years ago just by counting my calories. So I'm going to repeat that, and I am never going to let myself get back to this point. I got here because of years of depression, not caring about myself, and just basically not trying. I mean, it is 100% my fault that I am at this weight. It was bad choices that I have made consistently over the past 10 years that has led to this.
But I can. That's why I'm here and why I'm gonna keep making videos as long as Cindy keeps lying.